What's up, YouTube? When it sounds too good, I never trusted, man. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. Welcome back. And if you don't know me by now, my name is Big Ty.
Wasn't fair love from the silver spoon, so I learned to look it on eyes. Paint spit on my clothes, I be the best every time. Do I deserve a home if being alone is what I accept? The person I wanted, shoes scattered from neglect, mine never fit others. I blush to make you feel better, couple storms keep me alert. Know we awoke, a lot of bodies in the dirt, gravy.
So, these jobs nowadays feel like when you go to the interview, it's like a humiliation ritual. It's as if, okay, suppose let's put it like this. It's Monday, you got a phone call from a job you done applied to. You've been looking for a job, probably a second job, or you're looking for a job general because you got fired or quit. They call you, they got an interview on Thursday at 2 o'clock. Can you show up? You go to the interview. You say, yes, you can go. You go to the interview. And then for some reason, you just get this feeling when you go in the interview that it's not going to go well. It's like almost as if you showing up to the interview, you're bothering the person who's doing the interview. They told you to come to. So it's as if almost the questions they ask, they don't have no energy in the questions. They don't talk about the company. They don't talk about the role you're going to be doing. They don't talk about the job description, what time to come in, break time, lunch time, nothing. They don't talk about anything. If they don't do this, you don't got the job. You don't got it. Now, you say sometimes some of y'all get shown around the place and they do all that and still don't give you the job. That's because something had came up. Either they had to freeze the hire or somebody else had an input saying, no, they want this guy over this guy or this girl over this guy. It's always something. Looks do play a factor in. Don't think it do. Don't. Excuse me. If you got to do all that, you're not getting no job. You don't hear all that stuff, you're not getting a job. But it's just as if almost your whole entire niche, when you go to these job interviews, is to entertain the who giving you the interview. It's as if the interviewer is looking for you to do back flips, front flips, splits. They basically want you to sell your soul for this fucking job. That's what it seems like sometimes when you go to a job interview. It's as if they want you to sell your soul to prove to them why they should hire you. And I feel like it should be not at the mercy for nobody to say, hey, I want to hire you. Do these things and I may think about it. I shouldn't be at mercy of this person for a job. Either I'm qualified or I'm not. They gotta like you just a little bit. You ain't gotta like me. I'm here to do a job. It shows, my resume shows, you got my resume. It shows everything I've done, everything I know how to do. Read it, and I can answer questions based on my resume. I ain't gotta fucking like you. You ain't gotta like me. We ain't no family. You're not my woman. I'm not your husband. I'm not your boyfriend. Don't sit here and try to picture myself having sexual relations with you to get you say, okay, I like it. Let's move on to the next step of the hiring process. Because that's what they're doing at these interviews, people. They looking at you and trying to picture themselves having sexual relations with you. Trying to picture themselves when they get in an altercation with you, how you going to handle it. They're picture all these things. It's almost to a personal level instead of business level. You see what I'm saying here? Most of these companies, when they do hiring, they looking at personal instead of business. We have to differentiate from the other. It ain't always got to be personal. This is business. This is a place of business. This is a job. You want to do this personal stuff. We can do this outside. Just imagine you in there and the supervisor as the interview is a woman. She's picturing, okay, do I see myself talking to him, laughing, having a good time with him? She's looking at those qualities, and I know it because I was supervisor. I would have these same thoughts. Do I picture myself? Do I picture us yelling at one another, getting into it? Can we be in the same room? They're looking at qualities like that. They're actually looking at how attractive you is. Is you attractive or not? So while you on the other side of the board, they ask you all these dumb questions to see what kind of stupid answer you're going to give to make them feel good, to boost their ego. That's why it's a humiliating ritual. Humiliation ritual. That's why. Because it's almost, let me stroke your ego to get this job. There's women out here who sleep with the manager just for the job. There's dudes out here who kiss the boss ass to get her to say yes. Let's move on to the next step. I don't kiss no ass. I don't stroke no egos. And I don't think you should do it either. And that's why it feels like a humiliation ritual, because you got to do all that and then end up getting ghosted. You end up going to the interview for no effing reason. What you want me to do? What you want me to say? Because I'm not finna do it or say that. I'm going to answer these questions in a professional manner. And if you don't like it, hey, I'm moving on. You're not finna waste my time to ghost me. Because most of these jobs, either they're going to hire you on the spot or tell you to come in for a second interview. If you don't get either or of those, you don't got the job. This is like entry level forklift, trade kind of work, you ain't gotta go through 5, 6, 7 different sets of interviews. That's time wasted. They not looking to act to hire nobody if they doing that. They just bullshitting around to fill their day in. So, answer these questions in a professional manner. Basically, if you ain't having a conversation with the person interviewing you ain't getting a job. Sometimes they want their ego stroked. Sometimes they want to have a conversation. Most of the time, it's the first one, man or woman. Sometimes that person that interview you, they want their ego stroked. Swear to God, they want the ego stroked. They want you to look at them as if they're a piece of meat, especially a woman. If a woman is interviewing you, she wants you to look at her like, damn, you smiling, laughing, you looking at her in a sexual way. They be wanting that. I'm not bullshitting, bro. They be wanting you to act like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, do he want me or not? And then they feel like outs of that, or you on to the next set of interviews. You gave her the validation she was looking for. And then sometimes they purposely get up to move around the office and shit to do something. They got facts coming in or paper in the printer, and she watching you how you look. Women look at men subtle ways. That you may not even catch yourself doing it because we so wired to look at a woman walk around. We see her get up and we just looking, talking and stuff, and you looking around and you happen to glance and her ass is over there doing something, you just looking, and she turn around and you cut your eyes somewhere else. She seen what you did. You didn't blankly say what you was doing, but she seen that you was looking at her. Women are looking for validation sometimes in this interview process. What are you going to do next? How can you entertain how I feel today? In these interviews, they so trash. They ask you a bunch of slew of stupid questions, looking for a bunch of slew-ass robotic answers. You see what I'm saying here? And wasting your time and his time. Well, you ain't wasting his time. He needs something to fill his day out. Whoever's doing the interview need to fill their day out with some shit. But you're wasting your time and gas money to go to these interviews that you don't even know if you're going to 100% get the job or not. Based on the last minute of that conversation, if they say, thank you, we'll be in touch, you're not getting a job. Unless something don't fall through. When they tell you, hey, I want you to come in for a second interview, do you like the job or not? They're going to ask you that, do you want to come in? Yes. Okay, now you got the job. That's a confirm you got the job, 100%. But they say, thank you, we'll be in touch, you don't got the job. That's why these jobs feel like rituals, because it's like, damn, I done came in here bulked up, happy, and then I get humiliated. And now I feel like I got less motivation than I had before I walked in. Just because they trying to fill their day out and look like they actively hiring. But sometimes they're not. Sometimes they already hired a guy last week. They just got to go through these interviews to see if that guy last week don't fall through. That's why sometimes they say we'll keep in touch. They already hired somebody. So, man, let's recap. The reason why these jobs can be very humiliating, because for one, they ghost you. 2, they want their ego stroked. 3, validation. Sometimes the woman that's interviewing you, they want validation. 4, they want you to beg and plead for the job. And 5, it just almost, I wasted all my time and resources to come over here look professional, and the interviewer has no energy, no promise of life in their body. They just tired, they look stressed out, not really too happy about this interview. They don't really care. And that's a lot of jobs. A lot of these jobs, they can care less. Everybody is trying to get a paycheck. They can give a damn about what they got to do. They just want that paycheck and go home. Even the supervisors. Sometimes they put on a clown mask and do their job and act fake. But most times they don't care either. So, man, when it sounds too good, I'll never trust it, man. Leave a like, comment on this topic. Let me know what you think about this topic. I'll holler back at your boy. Do you think jobs is humiliating in 2026? I think so. If you can get a job interview, holler back.